One of the most fun-filled shopping cities, the theme park I've been to more than any other theme park in the entire world. Hello, I'm Anthony Giarrusso. I'm also known as Yellow Polo Giarrusso, because that's what I'm wearing. Pretty simple, easy to remember. It is the summer of 2022, and I've actually started doing some different things. The major change in my life is I'm now pursuing a bachelor's degree. On top of that, I've actually been going to church more often, and I've even been volunteering for the military veterans. So there's some interesting things that are changing my life as I go through it. As you may already be aware, I'm still planning on fulfilling my promise to all of you by making these videos about all these different places I've been around the world. And if you want to get a jump start or have probably one of the coolest souvenirs you can possibly get, go get my new book, Travel with Me, Anthony M. Giarrusso. It is most popularly bought at www.lulu.com. Some people like to buy it on Amazon. Some people like to buy it on other websites. So definitely go and check out my book of my worldly travels as a young adult. I also think, especially if you're more an older person watching this video, seeing somebody who's younger than you who does this type of traveling might have a different perspective than what you're used to. Or it might be the same perspective. Watch my videos, buy my book. Nashua, New Hampshire. One of the most fun-filled shopping cities in the whole USA, from my opinion, is Nashua, New Hampshire. I've had so many experiences with my family shopping at all these different stores and going to the Pheasant Lane Mall. That's a pretty popular mall. It's usually very crowded. Just the experience of being in shopping malls makes me quite happy. I really do enjoy the indoor shopping experience. And the Pheasant Lane Mall in Nashua, New Hampshire, maybe many of you have been there. There's multiple floors, 2, and it's the only shopping mall that I've personally been to that had a Target in it. Now that was unusual. I think, if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure that there was like one store that had a higher level. This 2-floor mall is pretty amazing. And there was even a department store that actually had 3 levels in it. Now, even though the department stores have access to the actual mall, it's not really a part of the mall. It's just, they just attach it to it, right? They have the easy sliding glass doors or whatever they are when they close up. But you can have that access through the main area of the mall. I don't remember which store it was, but there was a store at the Pheasant Lane Mall that sold rugs. And I remember when I was much younger than I am today, I'd play in between the rugs and just have fun. My favorite thing about multi-floor malls is riding the escalators. I love riding up and down the escalators. It's a lot of fun, at least for me. Some people don't like riding the escalators. I'm 28 years old, and I still love riding on the escalator because I think it's just so much fun. There is a stereotype about Nashua, New Hampshire. Middle-aged women would gather at all of these different breweries to drink while their husbands were out making money, so then their wives could go and drink together during the day without their husbands. I just think that's really funny. So, right, you have your wife, right? You go to work. She takes her friends. Oh, all of your money's been spent at the bar before you come home. I know. Total Nashua stereotype. And if you go there, you're going to see literally these breweries filled with middle-aged women there. They also had a few good restaurants as well, but like 90% of the time that I was in Nashua, New Hampshire, it was literally to do shopping. And for me, telling other people who may go to Nashua, New Hampshire, definitely spend time shopping there because there's a lot of different stores, not just at the mall, just all over Nashua. There's a lot of stores there. Salem, New Hampshire. This place is a place for people like me, Anthony Giarrusso, to go to. Let's find out how, like me, you are. The theme park I've been to more than any other theme park in the entire world is Cannibal Lake Park in Salem, New Hampshire. And as you may know, there's quite a few theme parks in the state of New Hampshire, but this is the largest. This theme park comes complete with a giant Ferris wheel, roller coasters, and even a cruise that goes all the way around Cannibal Lake. I used to be an employee at Cannibal Lake Park, and I worked in Kittyland. I didn't really want to work in Kittyland. I really wanted to work over by the east side of the park where my favorite ride, Psychodrome, was. But they put me in Kittyland. Wasn't too happy about it. But I made some extra money. But the unique setup of where Kittyland was, it's literally right across from one of their better attractions called the Star Blaster. The Star Blaster is a launched freefall ride. Unfortunately, this is the shortest height launched freefall I've ever been on in my life. But a lot of theme parks have launched freefall rides. Whether if it's the turbo drop style or the actual launch. A few theme parks, just to name a few that have them that I've been to, other than Cannibal Lake Park. Funtown in Maine. Six Flags in Massachusetts. Universal in Florida. And many other theme parks have had these launched free fall rides, whether if they were launch from the ground or turbo drop. But at Canada Lake Park specifically, the placement of that particular ride, where most of the teenagers and the young adults would be riding, they could have families watching their younger ones in Kiddieland while the teenagers could go on the thrill ride, which is really cool. I think the placement of that was just excellent, especially for families that were visiting the theme park. My favorite ride that's there now is Psychodrome. However, it was my second favorite ride in the whole entire park until they closed down the Matterhorn, which was my number one favorite ride, which was a suspended flying Bob's thrill ride. Really cool, really fun. I love that ride. And they took it down and built a hot dog stand. I don't eat hot dogs. I know, I was very disappointed. They should have at least built a different ride there. They have this other really cool thrill ride there called Ultimate Frisbee. And it's just like a disc with like a rotating arm. It was built by Huss, which is a German rides manufacturer. And it would go back and forth like a swinging ship, but it would rotate the disc pretty fast while you're on it. It was a great thrill ride. But Salem has a lot more than just that. My favorite place to eat after going to the amusement park would be Sal's Pizza right down the street. 5-star pizza style. Perfect, thin crust, cooked extremely well, fresh ingredients. Always open when Canada Lake Park closed at night. And I remembered every single time we brought friends, or if we just went by ourselves, we'd always go to Sal's, get the pizza. I'd always have orange soda with my pizza. The 99 restaurant had some of my favorite potato skins and wings, and you could get the wings and skin sampler as a meal, which I did a lot before I moved down to Florida. Now, before that, they used to have the All-Star sampler platter, which had the best nachos I've ever had from a restaurant, and included the potato skins and the buffalo chicken tenders with that. And I'll always remember the ice cream sandwiches that you could get at the 99 restaurant. It was the kids' dessert. Another fantastic restaurant, one of my all-time favorites in Salem, is T-Bones. T-Bones, my favorite thing to get there was the cheddar bacon burger, and it had an excellent side of fries. Usually, I wouldn't actually get fries. They do have really good fries there, though. I would usually get a fully loaded baked potato with my burger. And that was always an excellent lunch, excellent dinner choice. Another one of my favorite restaurants, this was actually located at the Rockingham Mall in Salem, New Hampshire. It was called Bertucci's. I always loved going to Bertucci's if we shopped at the Salem Mall. I always loved eating at Bertucci's every time we shopped at the Rockingham Mall. I have a lot of memories actually shopping, and then we'd put our stuff in the trunk, and then we'd go back in and wait for however long, and then we'd sit down. The most fun thing about Bertucci's is they would give you actual pizza dough to play with while you're waiting for your meal. How cool is that? So, most restaurants would give you a coloring book or a coloring sheet and some crayons, usually just, your 3 basic colors. But at Bertucci's, they give you pizza dough to play with. Isn't that awesome? And I remember being a child having my pizza dough taken away from me by the adults because the adults wanted to play with the pizza dough. And then I had to ask the waitress for more pizza dough to play with because the adults wouldn't give it back to me. And it's the adults that were playing with the dough and they wouldn't give it back to me. One of my favorite drinks there was the watermelon lemonade. I think it's like a watermelon syrup, but it tastes more like watermelon. It doesn't really taste like that fake Jolly Rancher candy syrup. This actually tasted like real watermelon that you'd actually buy at the grocery store. And it was mixed with that lemon flavor, so that watermelon lemonade truly tasted very fresh. But I still think they probably used some kind of syrup in that, though. But the syrup doesn't taste like the candy syrup. That's what I'm trying to say here. Or maybe they don't use syrup. I don't know. I really don't. Rockingham Mall is right across the street from Rockingham Park. And Rockingham Mall actually built a carousel to honor Rockingham Park. However, it might be sad to say, because I do remember going with some of my cousins and uncles and my mom's side of the family going to Rockingham Park, and they would bet on the horses racing. They shut that place down and knocked it down. I know. It's not there anymore. It's just like condos and other weird stuff. But when I was growing up, Rockingham Park, that was a part of my own personal history. So even though I never bet on a horse, I was always too young. They closed the park before I could even ever bet myself or my own money on any horse. But I remember spending time there with my family. That's what's really important. But you can still drive to see the area where it used to be. So even though they knocked everything down, you can just go by the mall, check things out. You might not even notice that racetrack was ever there, but just go check out that Salem area. Some people don't know about Salem, New Hampshire, even though you can have very easy access to it just by going off of Interstate 93. Interstate 93, that's a really popular highway in the United States of America. All right, have a wonderful day, and don't forget to get my book, Travel With Me, Anthony M. Giarrusso. Look it up. And if you would like to contact me about your travel experiences in any of these places, please email me at wondersofanthony@gmail.com.